Hi guys, welcome to another beer review, and you join me in the middle of trying to pack quite a few beers into a small suitcase for my little trip up to Manchester to meet up with Paul from PA Brewing News. And it's a little bit of a pain, but if I can put all of my belongings into 3 suitcases like I did when I came back from Germany, I'm sure I can fit some beers in a suitcase and my backpack. But yeah, so speaking of Manchester, we're going over to the ShinDigger Brewery, and we've got a can of their iced coffee black Pilsner. So I'll quickly read you the blurb on the can. So, iced coffee is a refreshing black lager. After fermentation, the beer is cold brewed using natural Ethiopian coffee roasted by Ancoats Coffee Company just down the road from our warehouse. And the ingredients are water, barley, wheat, yeast, hops, oats, and lactose. So, interesting to see those sorts of ingredients in a Pilsner, which is clocking in at 4.8%, by the way. So, ShinDigger Brewing Company are at the 6 Cross Keys Street, Manchester. So maybe I can potentially, not pop in because I don't know if you can just walk in, but we may see them while we're in Manchester. But I do love the tagline on the top of this can. We got the beer, you got the mouths, put the beer in your mouths, which I'm more than happy to do. And there, of course, is the bee, which has become a lot more symbolic in recent years after the tragic events at the MEN Arena, which shook the whole country. But it was so nice to see that the people of Manchester came together, and that's just one of the many reasons why I absolutely love the city. So this was picked up at Wigan Central, which is the awesome little bar slash pub, which is under the railway arches near Wigan North Western train station. Great little place, highly recommended. And the best before date is actually March 2018. So it's pretty much at its best by date because I'm recording this on the 3rd of March. But yeah, it was only a couple of quid. I thought I'd give it a go, and I like the idea of a coffee in a Pilsner format, because I've had a lot of lagers and Helles beers with coffee in there. And I think coffee is a great flavour, plus I'm a big fan of coffee, so that's why it appealed to me. But I'm interested to see how the oats and the lactose would work, especially with the fact that the beer was fermented in coffee beans. It's a weird and wonderful thing, the world of beer. So hopefully they pull off something really quite intriguing. So as you would expect, yeah, a really dark beer, not completely jet black. When you hold it up to like loads of ruby hues in there, but it's got a nice density to it. There's like a very sort of like oakiness there as well. But beer poured with about 1 finger's worth of a slightly tan coloured head. And yeah, it sort of actually looks like what it's supposed to be, minus the the cream on the top. But I do like a good iced coffee. I'm more of a frappuccino kind of person now. But yeah, as a coffee lover, I like coffee in all sorts of forms, and I could drink that 24/7, which would probably do me a hell of a lot worse than actually drinking beer 24/7, which is something I don't do, by the way. Yeah, I'm pretty much a lightweight when it comes to beer. So these next few days in Manchester with an American guy who loves his imperial stouts barrel aged, yeah, it's going to be quite messy. But yeah, beer looks fantastic. So let's see what we get on the nose. First thing I'm hit with is like that oat character. It's got like a big porridgey sort of aroma to it. You do get those coffee beans in there, and it does smell like iced coffee, where the water and the ice cubes have slightly diffused the coffee. But of course, this can is far from fresh, but there is a really nice presence of coffee bean Definitely picking up that lactose as well. It's got that sweet, milky aroma. And then, of course, you've got that sort of like damp malt character coming from the style overall. But yeah, it's got that iced coffee aroma. If you're familiar with iced coffees, I love iced coffees. But yeah, frappuccinos. And I've already gone through that. So smells good, looks good. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. Wow. That is really unique. First and foremost, the important thing is you get that Pilsner quality. It's got that light carbonated mouthfeel you expect from a Pilsner. You get those malts in there. Of course, with it being dark, you get that sort of like Schwarzbier character, that roastiness that you already get with the style because they've used the malts that they use. But that coffee just adds a really nice bitterness to it. And you get this slightly sweet porridgey flavour, which is the lactose in those oats, really working well in conjunction. Of course, when we think of lactose and oats and beers, we think of like really bold, like creamy mouthfeel. It's got a very slight velvety mouthfeel to it, but it is first and foremost a light-bodied Pilsner, which I think really works quite well. And it slightly reminded me of some of the dark lagers you get from Germany, like Dunkelbeers and Schwarzbiers and that sort of stuff. But you get exactly what it says on the tin. And you instantly think of like an iced coffee. And it's amazing how they've pulled it off. It really, really is. So easy to drink. That coffee character. For a beer that is pretty much at its best before date, and you know, with coffee known as a flavour that fades away, I actually find that a lot of the times the coffee flavour, depending on like the quality of the bean and the strength, obviously, can stick around for a while. And it is a prominent flavour in this beer, and that roastiness just lends itself so beautifully to like the black Pilsner style. I can't think of too many black Pilsner. I've had loads of black lagers, but I don't think I've had a really dark Pilsner before. But it works really nicely. You get that slight citrusy character you get from a lot of Pilsners, but then again there's that graininess, which is just reinforced by the oats in there. And that is a very satisfying beer indeed. Even like a very subtle vanilla character coming through. And you get that impression of like the ice cream melting in the beer, in the iced coffee. Yeah, it's what I was expecting it to be, but a whole lot more. And the fact that this isn't a fresh can just blows me away even more. God knows how that tasted fresh. I'd love to try it fresh. But even if you find it hanging around, definitely give it a go, because that is a very solid beer indeed, and quite the introduction to a brewery that I must confess I'd never heard of before until I tried this one. So I've definitely got to keep an eye out while I'm in Manchester to see if they've got any beers on tap or on cask. But yeah, that's lovely stuff. That really, really is. It's got that like experimental nature to it, but like the familiarity, and it doesn't deviate from the overall style, which I really do appreciate. Do you know what I mean? I do love, especially when it comes to like lagers and pilsners. I'm a big lager and pilsner fan. After spending 7 years in Germany, you know, I've really fell head over heels with what you can do with that style of beer. You can, you know, make it stronger to turn into a Doppelbock. Even stronger still by ice fermenting it and turn it into an Eisbock. You can make it dark. You can make it as light as anything. You can make it even lighter than most. You know, you can have a lower ABV and a higher ABV. You can do it in so many different styles. You can add so much to it. If you want to abuse it with hops, you could do it that way, make them taste like weak pale ales. But yeah, that's absolutely lovely. Yeah, if you close your eyes, you would actually think that, you know, you're drinking coffee in some shape or form. And yeah, I'm definitely going to have to look out for Ancoats as well while I'm in Manchester. So, of course, check out ShinDigger and all the links down below. I will definitely be picking up more of their beers in the future. Check out Ancoats as well. I always like to, shout out other people involved in the brewing process. If any of my friends fellow beer tubers have reviewed this one, then I'll put their links down below. Check out my Pilsner playlist, and also check out my craft can playlist as well. And don't forget, big shout out to Wigan Central, from which I purchased this beer. So lots of shout outs down below. And yeah, 4.8%, that's drinking wonderfully, and that's not going to last. That's going to help me with my packing. So yeah, if you've tried this one, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below in the comments. If you've tried any beers similar, then let me know. If you've got any good coffee infused beers that don't just necessarily fall into the Imperial Stout category, then recommendations are always welcome. And of course, if you've got any ShinDigger beers that you'd like me to check out in the future, then let me know in the comments. So anyway, that's it for now, guys. Thank you all for watching, and more importantly, I hope you join me next time for another beer review. Thanks for watching.